Greetings, fellow people of the internet. Last time we took a look at my complete Cartoon Network DVD collection. Now we're going to take a look at all the other stuff I have. Board games, posters, video games, you name it. So we're going to start with all the video games I have. I really don't have much. I'm planning on getting more in the future, including the ones I can easily emulate on my PC. But we're going to start with the earliest first. Starting with the PlayStation 2. We have Powerpuff Girls Relish Rampage on the PlayStation 2. On my thoughts of this game, honestly, it could have been much better. Well, let me be honest with y'all. I did enjoy the game overall, but it could have been better with a longer story, better controls, and but it does have the game manual, and it does have the disc right here. I bet you look up the manual online. So next on the list is Ed and A, The Misadventures, made or published by Midway Games, who also did the King of Arcade games. It's amazing. Oops, my bad. It's amazing how Midway Games developed a or published an Ed and Eddie game. Well, they did have all the rights to all these Cartoon Network games, including some Adult Swim, but around the time they end up getting bankrupt and replaced by WB Games, and they lost the rights to this, and they had to give it to another company. So, speaking of Midway, they also developed published the next game. I keep saying developer when they're just a publisher. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which is a fighting game, which is like that one fighting game, I forgot what it's called, but it's a similar style, but with a Billy and Mandy coat on it. And it's really a very fun game to play. And it does include a bonus disc right here. The bonus disc right here is exclusive. Here is the game disc right here. And here is the bonus disc right here. I think Ed and A also came with a bonus disc, but only on the original Xbox version, not the PS2 or GameCube editions, which is unfortunate. I might just get an Xbox version just for that bonus disc, because it does contain some pretty nifty stuff. Up next is Cartoon Network Racing. Now, this was hated by many critics mainly because of the control gimmick here. Because the controls were slidey, and they're trying to copy Mario Kart Double Dash. It kind of does, but it has its own twist into it. I say that this game had way too much hate from the critics, which is unfortunate. Because this is really a good game to play. And I would say this is better than 2018's Nickelodeon Kart Racers, because that was just bland and boring. More like a cash-in. My apologies. I need to work on my commentating skills. I'm working on it. I do believe the same company, Game Mill Entertainment, also developed published Cartoon Network Battle Clashers or something, which was also a bad game as well. It was mediocre. Here is the DS version of Cartoon Network Racing, because I had to take mine on the go, and this is much different than the console version. It's no longer copying Double Dash, and this does not come with a instruction booklet. And my last Cartoon Network video game is Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion XL. I do believe, yes. And most people call this a Smash Brothers Brawl ripoff, which, even though it has a good charm to it, because, well, it's what it was doing, it was trying to have fun, and it really did well with it. And the story mode, I think it was, it's cliche, of course. I think I already done the story a little bit with another comic series. What was this before or after? Either way, it's still a fun game to play because it's crazy hectic even with friends. I also have Punch Time Explosion for the original Nintendo 3DS. This is the original version right here. And I did not get a game case for this, but I do have it right here. Now, board games and other collectibles. And first up is Powerpuff Girls Villains at Large game. Now, with this cartoon may I say, wink wink, Cartoon Network really treated the show massively all over the place. They milked it completely, I want to say. Like Nickelodeon did with SpongeBob and Disney does with Mickey Mouse, etc. There's a lot of milking with franchises, not just cartoons in general, but video games as well. You know, Call of Duty, Battlefield, you know what I'm saying? But out of all the cartoons, this got the most merchandise. Board games, pencils, you name it. It did really get a lot of reputation too, so I don't see why there wouldn't be a lot of these, but Ed and A was closely popular with this. In fact, I think they aired Ed and A a bit more, but barely. I'm not sure. Not just for longest time. No, I'm not counting that. I'm talking about overall. But since it's the demographic of a superhero show and a girl show, when it's not really that, it's for everyone, the marketing execs got a little bit of a cash-making idea. I guess it kind of worked for collectors like yours truly, but speaking of cartoons, here's one. The Johnny Bravo Catch Him If You Can game. The game where you try to catch Johnny in action. This was published by University Games. And this is a little bit of a fun game. And I remember a lot of these products have that logo right there. Not the full logo, but this was a very nice Johnny Bravo game. And there wasn't really any Johnny Bravo games, unless it counted as cameo in the Crossover Crisis game. Let me show you the back. Oh yeah, this was 2001, so they were partnered by WB at the time, which means Warner Bros. Was taking over Hanna-Barbera during this time, but I know I don't have all the board games. I'm missing some recent ones, as well as a Dexter's Lab one, which is pretty old. I get my cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching-ga-ring. I'll get it done. Okay. This one's a little bit heavy, and it's pretty old because of the condition. You see here, it's the Saving the World Before Bedtime board game published by Hasbro. And I think this was the first board game they released. And I can't see why. Maybe Dexter was first, but regardless, this is a pretty nice set to have, and yeah, it's taped over, you see the condition, but everything is still in order, even though it is a little bit damaged and whatnot. But hey, it is a very nice set to have. It's crazy amounts of fun with friends, I can tell you that, especially if they know the series. The fandom of Powerpuff Girls is bad, unfortunately, but like every other fandom, you know, other Cartoon Network fandoms, game fandoms, any fandom is pretty trash. I'm being honest here. Anyways, next board game is Powerpuff Girls Mojo Jojo Attacks Townsville game. And this is only 2 players because one player is the monkey and the other 3 are the 3 cuties and whatnot. And I do have these collectibles, but I took them out because I need to examine the box and make sure there are no missing pieces, which is true. The site's pretty much the same, and I think I'll find the YouTube video. Regardless, here is the back. You know, I'm not just collecting Cartoon Network. I am also a Nickelodeon weeb too. I did grow up with a little bit of Nick, but even though I did grow up with a lot of Nick, this network had a huger impact on me. And my friends too. Like, seriously, it's outrageous, but there you go. Not only are the Powerpuff Girls popular enough to get many board games, but have their own freaking Monopoly game. Monopoly Powerpuff Girls. Collectible movers too. Hasbro and Parker Brothers actually developed a Powerpuff Girls Monopoly with a special rules dedicated from the show. With all the franchises, Marvel, Star Wars, some popular ones like Fortnite and Rick and Morty, I didn't expect this show to actually have its own freaking Monopoly board game. And I love Monopoly. I love Monopoly, I gotta say. And these figures are pretty collectible. You got the 3 cuties, the Professor, the Mayor, Miss Keene, And all of the recognizable locations, all conveniently colored too, which is Nito Burrito. And fun with friends? Yes, indeed it is. It really is. And finally is not a board game, but something special by Kellogg's. Not the new Kellogg's that ruined Toucan Sam, fortunately. You know, the Fruit Loops mascot. But back then, they were hip and cool with their cereal. They even made this special treasure called Cartoon Network Desktops. There's nothing on the back. If you open up weirdly, and here we are. We have the Powerpuff Girls, Mojo, Johnny, Dexter, Dee Dee, and Courage, and all of the other mascots. It says here, they are tunes, they are tops, they are desktops, and they get back to school fun a whole new spin. Rev them up and let them rip. So this is released during the back to school time, and this is reused clip art of Johnny, and he's holding a freaking piece of paper with the Kellogg's logo. Short time span, I'm guessing, but that is everything. All the stuff right here. Before we move on, I must show you this. This is what I found in my junior year of high school. It's a Powerpuff Girls pencil released in 2001. Right? Hold on, let me check. 2001. Yeah, I'm right. You can check. You can try to, but I'm right. With my favorite Powerpuff Girl, Blossom. Blossom is underdeveloped in the cartoon. It was maybe around her sisters, which is disappointing. My loyal friend is going to make her own Powerpuff Girls, and I'm waiting for so long, but patience will pay out soon. You'll like it too, trust me. It's a mix of the girls and Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball is crazy in a good way, in a very good way. I can tell you that right now. Lastly, posters and other stuff. Here is one of the original print copies for Samurai Jack for its world premiere movie on October 10th, 2001. One of the best days in history. This was Genndy Tartakovsky's second show at the Dexter's Laboratory, and his premiere movie was outrageous. Jack is one of the best Cartoon Network shows of all time, made by a very nice, ingenious legend. Next up is Cartoon Fridays original pamphlet involving characters. This is for Dexter, and it says, "What do you think you're doing? Instead of Dexter's Laboratory, you're watching the same thing you did as a little kid? That's stupid." And it says here, Cartoon Fridays, Friday 7-11, only on Cartoon Network. And this was released during the time that Time Squad was a new thing. And they still did Cow and Chicken I Am Weasel, even though they canceled it back in 2001. And for the final one for these slips are for Powerpuff Girls Pop-Tarts. They had their own movie, cereal, board games, now the Pop-Tarts and Airheads and ice cream, but only for Bubby, not Blossie. Unfortunately, I love Blossom. And it says here, Mojo Jojo didn't see this coming either. New limited edition Powerpuff Girl Pop-Tarts, toaster pastries with sprinkles inspired by the girls who saved the day. So that's that. Now we move on to this special set of Dexter, which includes this first, a Dexter's Lab shaped by Warner Brothers, created by mostly by WB, because it's on the tagline. It says right here, "Entertaining the World." That was the tagline for their 75th anniversary. I'm not gonna read all of this. I don't want to waste time, so I'm gonna go slowly as I can, and you can pause at any time. And I think this was released in I think it was released 2000. It was released 2000. It says so right here. But it does include just this. It also includes this special door hanger with two sides. Here is the one side that says, "I'm making a stink until we get Cartoon Network so I can watch Dexter's Laboratory Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time." This is no joke, call our cable company. And it has the scratch and sniff thing, which does not work because it's so old. And another side that says, do not disturb, I'm watching Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is a very nice door hanger. I don't know exactly where, but this is very nice. So you can get this when you don't have the CN, and you have this when you do have the Legendary Network. And what's next is, this Big Mama is one of the best Cartoon Network posters I have ever seen. It was basically one of those advertising promos or posters for like TBS or TNT, another Turner company. But this is, look at this. This is my childhood in a freaking nutshell. Holy crap. This is awesome. What basically is that Johnny Bravo is huge and crap, taking over this tower, and not just the Powerpuff Girls are stopping Johnny, but every single cartoon character, including Wile E. Coyote, Fred Flintstone, and Dexter, are all trying to stop him, and others are just like watching in the buildings. Like you got Red Guy here, you got look at Tom and Jerry not even paying attention, and Jerry's sitting on the logo, which is not fully. We got Weasel and Baboon. Why is the Weasel pissed? And then we got the Eds all the way down there. And why the hell is Eddie screaming? Excuse my language of the H word. Is hell really a bad word anymore? Let me ask. In the new School movie, why did Warner Bros. Call the newest villain Dick? Like, is Dick a bad word anymore now? That is one. And guess what? Scooby-Doo actually said that back. So, biggest events in 2020. The coronavirus, Scooby-Doo saying Dick. 2020 is still bad, man. But as a nation and a friendship as well, as a power, we get through this. I love how, like, everyone is just like, but I love how the only person that's delivering a blow to Johnny is little Blossie. And I love Blossom, man. She is wonderful. And this poster, goodness. If you take a... This is amazing. Look at Fred! Even he's trying to fight him. How? How, Fred? What kind of stone age are you living in? This is kind of making me cry. Don't judge me. This is making me kind of cry. But this is legendary. Now we move on to Cartoon Network shirts. And this is the first one I have right here. It's a very nice throwback shirt with one or two characters from all these shows. Dexter's Lab, Cow and Chicken, Courage Cowardly Dog, Johnny Bravo, and Ed, Edd, and Eddy. And I've been having this for, I don't know how many years. I think 3 or 4 years. You see, it's very old. A lot of it's being grayed out and whatnot. But it still fits me and I still wear it. And actually, I was wearing it right now and I had to take it off. So, here's another one I got for Christmas. This is a different Cartoon Network throwback shirt. But this time it has the checkerboard logo. And it contains other characters from different shows like I Am Weasel, False Home for Imaginary Friends, and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And I gotta say, this is a very nice shirt to have. This is one proofs to tell you that you grew up with some of the best cartoons of all time, if not the absolute best cartoons. I swear, they really made me what I am today. I am not joking. Here's a shirt of one of my other favorite Cartoon Network shows, Adventure Time. And this is a very nice shirt about Finn and Jake giving them a fist bump. And this is one of my very early shirts, but I still wear it, and it's a fun shirt to wear. And here is two regular show shirts I have. And this is them with the catchphrase of one of the catchphrases, yeah, yeah. And regular show was ahead of its time a little bit. Not really. But I would say it's one of those revolutionary cartoons, like Adventure Time, that gave Cartoon Network the Renaissance era for at least 2 years until that's happening, and you know what it is. It's not that bad, but it did really hurt the reputation of this network. My final shirt, this is a very earlier regular show shirt, around the time where it was being popular, and this was one of my first shirts I owned, and had a lot of good times with this shirt, and it's very nice. I remember when I was a very, very little kid, I wanted to make like this stupid thing called the regular show Super Show, and this will be like the logo, the shirt. I don't want to go back to those times. They were the dark ages to me. I was being something else. Please pardon the sudden change of quality, but this is actually from a newspaper. I'm going to continue the rest of my Cartoon Network posters I have that own. And this is from a local newspaper. It says here, it must be embarrassing to get beaten up by a scrawny, loud-mouthed chicken who still lives with his parents. And shows Chicken being very weak. And this was during the early stages of Cartoon Network, before the Powerhouse era, and when they still only have 3 cartoons. And here's what the box reads. In the box it says, "In the fight for subscribers, it's good to have Cartoon Network on your side. They may not look very threatening at first glance, but our original characters pack a powerful punch, especially in the ratings department. Cartoon Network's 3 newest originals, Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, and Johnny Bravo, have increased time period average rates among kids 6 to 11 a whopping 44%, which makes us the highest rated network if any you are currently considered for launch. So add Cartoon Network to your basic lineup. With monsters like this, it's no wonder we're such a hit with cable viewers." And this is during the time where Cartoon Network needed a lot of momentum. It's been increasing it. And then we got the Powerpuff Girls, and then we got the Eds, and then we got Mike Luna, Courage, and then we got the heaven of all heavens, CCF, which is literally my heaven. I don't know why I say that, but I love CCF. I apologize. Anyways, here is a full poster for the Powerpuff Girls. It's a very basic poster, but it's nice to have in your room because the Powerpuff Girls are awesome. Lastly, here is a full picture for Dexter's Laboratory during their new lineup of their 3 cartoons. Now, I was about to also get one for Johnny Bravo, but however, I didn't get that. And I do believe the one for Cow and Chicken is very rare, so I do have the Dexter one, but it's very nice. I mean, it really shows everything you see here, and I really like that. And that concludes all the miscellaneous and whatnot I have for Cartoon Network. I showed you all my video games, board games, posters, and shirts. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop there. No. From now on, when I have a brand new Cartoon Network item, whether it be a poster, a video game, or anything in between, I'll unbox it for you. Because why not? This is my Was43 here. Bye-bye, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you really love my Cartoon Network videos, then stay tuned. But if you want something else, stay tuned, because my next video is going to be very unique. It's not going to be Cartoon Network, by the way.